before this guy.
It's the flu season.
Yo.
Hey. Welcome to the show. Tell me about it. You weren't supposed to be our first guest.
Says who?
Right. So this I had difficulty not knowing what to name this episode. Like to name it
The intro.
Promo or intro. I thought of intro first, but promo clearly because of the burnt bras and wine.
Okay.
So for those who don't know, our guest today, Tahi. Please introduce yourself. Omang Utwakai.
So we're speaking to Tahi.
Whoever, because there's a lot. It's like, yeah, there's a lot. You can be anyone you want to be today.
I'm Cinderella. Birthed by my parents to be called Tagalo, which translates to happiness. It's baby.
Mm-hmm.
And artistically, I go by the name of Nnete. And obviously, as artists, we pick our own names.
Yes.
And I picked that name. I was still coming into my prime. I think I was 21, somewhere there. At the time, I feel like and I was starting to grasp things of life. And one thing I picked up about myself was I haven't been honest to myself about a lot. Some things are very everyday things. Some things are how I behave and all of that. And somehow Nnete stuck as a name that kept on playing, but not as a name for myself or a name a person calls themselves, but I kept on how I saw Nnete. And then literally randomly one day I asked my mom, I was like, how do you spell the name, the word Nnete? It's like double N-E-T-E. I'm like, wow. It even sounded like a rhyme, and because I took it from there. So even when people ask
double
me,
N-E-T-E.
that's how I spell it, you know. And I feel like you could spell it and say N-N-E-T.
Yeah.
No, but I stuck to double N-E-T-E.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so how I picked that name for myself was to reflect. So one thing I learned with my actual name was at a young age, when, like, for example, at school we're being asked who we are, and now we come in, we in Model C schools, and then obviously we have African names. We have to explain what our names mean.
Yeah.
You know, it was a whole assignment also, which in family tree and history and all of that. For me, it was the coolest thing ever, because I'm a very oblivion person and like naive, you know. So you know, and then it came like a surprise when I started to acknowledge that my name is actually not common. So my friend, you're gonna have to keep on explaining yourself so many times. So I decided to fall in love with my name, which was happiness, and now happiness, and then I took it upon myself. That's my choice every day. Hard or not, I will choose to be happy. So, okay, cool. That's how I do it. And then I was like, Nnete, if I have to apply the same concept this time, yay!
Yeah.
And although the name had already said,
yeah,
it said, I was like, even hearing awards, and the award goes to, you see, so I couldn't change it. It felt as if the world now knows, so I can't go back.
Yeah, because it was need if you go back.
Shit. And I was like, what a task. And I took it honestly with the smallest of doses, to a point from when I picked it to now. Flip, bruh. I cannot tolerate I can't.
Because words,
hey man,
words bring everything.
Makes me sick, makes me everything. Like even, and when I mean even the smallest things, like every day, for example, you with a group of friends or just people, and then somebody's literally even telling a white lie, bruh. It's like, nah, dog.
No.
Oh, I have to lie. Like, for example, maybe I'm running late and now I have to lie and
you have to say 15 minutes away when it's actually an hour.
Yeah, and then on top of that, So now this is how I would lie. Now looking back at how I even also chose the name, because there's so many multi reasonings of it, was because I was not being honest, but I was still also lying. It's not like I was just omitting the truth. No, I was omitting it and then substitute kamaga. You see, so I was very creative about it too. So I was a good liar.
Wordsmithing.
Basically.
Yeah.
And me, I can shy you, bro.
Yeah.
And you'll believe it. And then on top of that, I feel like my the creativeness of me, the artistry, yaga, an actor, a musician, go vele go ke at the same time.
Yeah, very.
So ke vele ke re encourage.
Yeah.
If it needs me to cry, I have to cry.
Yes.
If it needs me to laugh, I will laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you'd believe me though.
Yeah.
You'd believe me because now I go back to the basis of anything I do, I'm going to do best. I don't have to like it.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
But trust you me, for effort, yaga, no, I'll do. You see.
And it's so strange how you mentioning how no khalo actor, right? Did you ever think you'd be in the acting industry like you are now?
No. And going back to my oblivion as a person, as a child especially, but I look back and I was like, I don't have that picture. The one thing I have though, which was also physical and kinali evidence a thing. But if it wasn't for that, I don't think because another thing is a lot of my memory I feel like it's very blurred.
Mentioned, yeah.
So at school we were being taught how to write a letter and post.
Yeah.
Being taught how to post. So the letter in Nnete was to my mom, and I was telling her what I want to do in the future. And what stood out was I said I want to be a government helper.
And you didn't even know what
I don't know what that thing. And now I'm trying to sit there and think government helper, because I'm trying to now go back to my emotions. I think that's the one thing I'm able to do. The way ne ke ikutlwa ka teng. So I'm trying to help. I'm trying to go tap into that emotion and find what kind of help was I feeling to offer. Did I want to be an advocate? Did I want to be a social worker? Did I want to be an activist? You understand? But it had to be a government something helper. Now the only thing I can associate with till today is help.
Yeah.
If there's anything, I am a servant. I serve and I will serve you.
Yeah.
If I have to serve, I will serve you.
Yeah.
So at least who connect government, and then now the person that I am now, I'm thinking, yo, so fuck government.
Yeah.
I wonder what I really thought when I was writing that letter.
And then now, because you mentioned Tari, Nnete, how do the two names, I won't say characters, how do they play action? Okay, this is Nnete, this is Tari, or how, because now how you had to grow into the truth of the name Nnete, you had to embody it. It has to be who you are on a daily basis. So there's Tari and then there's Nnete. Like me, I can say there's Mamuleke, but there's also Mamu, right? And then there's auntymagogo.
Yes.
Different, but I'm trying to frame it all together into one thing. And I've been trying to, but I realize I've always been whatever I'm titling myself to be. But it's always interesting to know which one is
how you do it.
Yeah.
So for me, so you must remember Nnete comes in as a artist. This is my artist umbrella. But the artist umbrella, there's still me though.
Yeah.
Ne? And then you also, like, Hanteki Itlana is an artist. You look at how a lot of artists, Babalinda thing, they need to separate their lives to their music or to their work or whatever the case. So that they end up creating that Onaki Okio. So that was the first reason I came up with that name. Okay, give a stage name. I need to have a stage name. Cool. But it's sad because now, for me it's great. It became the alter something, though that because I'm choosing it, then I feel like this is the one though. I'm not saying Oleha exists because for this one to have to come claim something,
yeah.
because I say that because I exist right now a lot in Nnete's world. A lot of my time is in Nnete's world, and though it's because I also sit back and say, though kintweki Nnete in yon. Into that it means so. Kasetsu imnate. I like it kasetsu because we don't think death is a bad thing. We understand what death is.
It's life.
So
it's a part of life.
so Thakgalo tlhokofetse I find Nnete space.
Wow.
So now I exist in Nnete a lot of times, even in my thinking, my nje ukuphumelela ukuya phambili akunagani Thakgalo natlo nagana 247 if I'm thinking career, for example. And the thing Thakgalo ha tsebe gantle ba tlo etsang, remember?
Yeah, she has.
Like honestly, I look back and I nazanka dula on a career and said, this is what I want to do. But I found myself kuskolong kietsa music. I won't say a lot of acting or drama, no, but music. Because what I'm always in music. So that part I feel like was the window where essentially Nnete can say she started.
Yeah.
When did you start singing?
What she's saying is so profound, because lately I've been having a conversation with people about how the first 30 years of our lives we are told who we are. That's so it makes sense to even myself at a young age. I tried to. There was a time my dad asked me. I remember this day. With my uncle, and I think my dad was trying to show off.
Oh, okay.
So I was so what do you want to be when you grow up? And I just thought nurse. First thing in my mind. But then the rest of the time I really had no idea what I wanted to do. Like, to be honest, even in high school, I had an inkling for maybe hospitality. Even when I went for the interview at Mel's Arch Hotel, because next hospitality, I didn't know what I wanted. And then that guy was interviewing me. I was like, again, like, why are you here? And I said, I don't know. And he looked at my marks. He's like, you in the office won't fit in. How's about the kitchen? But I've always loved cooking. That's a strange thing. So until you became Nnete, I think it would be so awesome if a lot of us were able to do that at some point, like when you reach maybe 29, 30, to say, to rename ourselves into
a new person. What
defines our purpose, especially of the type of person that you want to be, especially as a woman. Okay, this is the type of woman I want to be.
Dude.
But I'm sure you lost a lot of friends because of
the embodiment
of being.
And honestly, so now when I'm acknowledging Nnete as this new person, then a lot of it also then started to drift away from it being me and artistry, and I started embodying the person and saying, but key opportunity, like here's a slot. It's like saying I've been wanting to be this person, but next had to be trying. So now in this body, also with the opportunity, now Nnete is meeting up with different people now. So Libitola Nnete linkisa other places, right? So in those other places, that's where I'm meeting new people. And so it's as if clean slate, opportunity too. And then though I know if when I come back, for the reality here, I'll come back to Thakgalo. But Nnete now exists like that, and now I feel like a lot of my true essence comes out.
Yeah.
Like into the experiment, though it's a pleasure or a demon, I don't know. For the ones who are this side, capacity they get to experience a new person in me. But understand it's still the same person.
I think also even the name thing. But Dimbaruna don't need to know our names. I think they know more than just our names. They know us in a better way than just our name. Because in we were named by Batwapila, right? So whatever it is, the flesh in most cases doesn't relate to the spirit. So Badimu, they know. I feel
it's to add on what you're saying. Get called, bruh.
Yeah.
Like Tapo, Kloho, I think go Msila link, but that's a Kikodi one, because Ele Eko power canang, receive a lot power kara.
Yeah.
And now when I was looking at things, that's when, now just drifting a bit, coming back to Ntutasitu, and that's when I really was asking, why do we have a part where Bari Ulela Libito? Lawiyatang. And then I was like, if anything, it for me, what I drew from that was, I go back to the essence of, and then what will I be teaching my kids? I don't think it would be important to joke or.
No, I think also I would say that question. Actually, the ancient truth, the ancient Nnete. Ya gore ishebe gona le batho mabitso a bona, they actually live to them. So names are important because, as we know, words are also important.
How to use them also.
Yes. So it is important for you to rename yourself at some point if you're feeling your name isn't serving you anymore.
If your whole character is not serving, if your whole life, this is why now I say, it didn't pain me to lose things. It didn't pain me. I mean, reality is, but like, when I look, go review me, and like, it's worth it. I understand. I had to understand in what I want to do, dynamics did change, whether to my favor or not. So whatever changes, let's work with what we have, John.
Do you think you experiencing so much loss, you feel an upper hand in actually being able to let go of things or being open to things working out however God chooses to?
My question would be, what would be so much loss? What is the ratio?
You asking that question, for someone, a loss of a grandmother can be so devastating, even though they'll have everyone else in the family, and the grandmother because of old age. But that loss, is loss a matter of the connections we have with people or the roles that they were played or were supposed to play?
So my take is, guys, we all go through shit. And my shit don't make me any better. What makes me better is how I use the experiences. So I feel, if we were to count right now, Kiri, go in your lifespan, how many people have you lost? In my lifespan, how many people have I lost? And then I count, and then it's like, oh, I have 10 more people than you.
Yeah,
so it makes my pain pay. If we're gonna do that, then I don't equate like that, so I wouldn't know. How I equate is in everything that has happened.
Yeah.
What have I learned? What have I gained?
Yeah.
What works? What doesn't work? That's it. Because then, though there's a time where you say the pain, the maybe like voltage of the pain was a lot, but it doesn't change the fact that, for example, if my life was assigned to have 20 losses, I had my 20 losses.
Because you are still here. So for the main fact that I am here.
No, go booking in what you charge.
Yeah.
Because I live on a basis of saying, and as it comes, I take it as it comes. Oh, is this what was supposed to happen? Okay, great. Let's see what can we do.
Yeah.
I
really admire that in you. You have that. You have that.
Yeah,
what?
No, because the thing is, I've experienced what panic is. And it's like, I don't want to feel like this. So what's another way of doing things? Because understand, there's always a multi ways of doing one thing.
Yeah.
That one thing, we differently.
Yeah.
But as people, you were taught like this, I was taught like this, and I think this is the standard. You think that's what I know. Yeah, that's what I know. Now going back to renaming myself, it was also that journey of unlearning shit. So I was like, to unlearn it means I must strip off. And going into that valley, Nikili hesitant, like, valley. Oh snap.
I have to choose.
Oh snap. Right now, I don't even sit and even ask. When it comes the notion that hello, lovely bye. Next.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is why now the past can't let go of me. And not me in particular, but in how as humans we exist, we behave. Or programmed corner. And then we kind of don't learn how to let it go when it's gone.
Even feelings.
We don't practice that.
Little feeling.
We don't practice that.
I'm coming to terms with letting go of feelings. Like sometimes we hold on to people because of feelings that are probably not even there anymore, that were there. Like we get hung up on the early feelings of even getting to know someone, like that thing, that interest before you get to know them, and then you're like, we don't vibe.
But we also don't teach ourselves that. But things come to an end in general.
Yeah.
And the thing is, here's the thing. Then we panic though, and then it comes to an end. No. Sometimes it's the end to the new, like, let's go. If we go back to see to and understand the basics, bro, we would understand.
Death is life.
You do let it go. It will. It comes back 10 waves, bro.
Yeah.
That's why enough for now. Right now, anything is easy to let go. Bon. But and ultimate love.
Yeah.
Mara, it's something or quite a something. Erin let go. That peace and love.
Lily, ultimate love.
That peace. Because I already have an idea of what ultimate love for me is.
Yeah.
And then imagine Kim Tole Vele today.
Yeah.
1 week and right earlier first week Nnete.
Yeah.
And then I talk of fun.
Making room for
and then
realities of life as well, yeah. Letting go.
Okay. And I get because you're the most drastic.
I guess that's what we all scared.
Ultimate. You understand?
Even in tarot cards, getting the death card.
Or panic.
People, you can panic because, but one of the first things it means, it's renewal, right? And then in passing, I'll say to you, and then just check on your health. And you just keep track of it. But the main thing at death, it's a renewal, like a renewal. So, death, we only attach it to like death here, flesh. Are not death are the feelings, death are the thoughts. Are morning to the wrong. So, Kuklolo mentioned it was so strange to go about your childhood, and you mentioned something. You were asking Omang basically, and then you ended up hooking up Bomang.
But you know, and it's funny that concept comes up. So here's the thing, Nap is not because I've made it a choice that okay, actually we don't have like Kilfats Huso, brah, Kilfats Huso, and whatever that may equate to, whether we're using my definition, your definition. Point is, it is like this, right? So I go back to Chunang Kantoki. No, and give master class more. Give me anything.
Do you know why?
I will do it.
So do you know why to be the speaker at the Burn Brass and Wine? It was because of that whole experience. When you first told me about that opportunity coming for you and how scared you were, like no doubter, you even at some point pushed it away.
My body's reacting the same
way. You even pushed it away and said, I don't want to do it. And that the person I'll push, I know, yes. And then you did it. And then you just wavel away. So I wanted you to share that state of how you're almost very close to not taking this chance of getting this new experience or the experience that you got from it. Because Leona, when I since Kibo Mang,
and so I think with what you're saying, firstly that opportunity came right because in the person that I was to the person that